I'm excited that we get to open up the Global Black Economic Forum stage at Essence Festival of Culture, especially with these ladies and what they mean to this city and what they mean to economic inclusion and equity in the city of New Orleans and Louisiana, in the state of Louisiana. So I want to thank you all for joining me this morning. Rocky, Lisa, Shamelda, thank you so much. So we're going to get right into it because for those that may or may not know, Essence showing up in New Orleans doesn't happen because Essence shows up in New Orleans. It happens through partnerships. And all of the organizations that these ladies lead and are a part of, they're considered our host committee. And so basically, we all host Essence Festival together. So thank you all, first of all. Please give them a round of applause. All right, so let's kick things off with some love for this city. In one word, how would you describe the soul of New Orleans during Essence Festival weekend? And why does that matter so much for economic development? I will start with you, Shamelda.
Okay, I don't always follow the rules, so I'll say economic powerhouse.
Oh, I like it.
That's what Essence is. Essence has consistently been one of the biggest events that comes to Louisiana and is the ultimate experience. So the state of Louisiana really appreciates this, not only to the city of New Orleans economy, but for the state as well.
That's amazing. So Rocky, you know, how do you describe the soul of New Orleans during Essence Festival weekend?
I think it's unfair that you asked us to say it in one word. That's just not fair.
Okay.
I mean, because
okay.
There's electricity in this building, right? This is a magnetic kind of time. There's joy.
Yes.
Everything is happening. And I will share with you that because it's so electric, every single year, the word is out to come to New Orleans during July 4th weekend. And what does that mean? More and more people during the holiday weekend in the city of New Orleans, right? We're not only celebrating ourselves, but we're celebrating Black culture. We're celebrating our small businesses. We're going to the best restaurant. There are so many things to identify here, but in one word, I guess I'll just say electric.
I like electric. I like the whole storytelling behind it too, because that's Rocky. That's Rocky. So Lisa, I'm gonna get it from you too, because I actually, I want to hear what word. How would you describe the soul of New Orleans during Essence Festival weekend?
I believe the soul is enthusiasm.
Okay.
It's an economic optimism that takes place. People are aware that not only is it going to be a reunion, but there's going to be so much opportunity to support one another, to look forward to your creative ideas, merchandising them. So I believe it's just the enthusiasm that Essence brings, and they bring it all throughout the year, looking forward to this time as we are here.
So basically, I just want you all to notice everything started with an E. Economics, electric, enthusiasm. I like that. I think we need to coin that in some way. The 3 E's, just like we launched yesterday, the 3 C's with LED. Okay, now I'm going to get personal, right? I'm going to get personal because I want to know from each of you what inspires each of you to do the work that you do in culture, tourism, hospitality, economic development. What keeps, because you all have been doing this for a while, right? So what keeps you all going? What is that thing? Like, why do you keep doing it and showing up with us and for the city and the state all the time? Rocky, I'll ask you first.
I'm just going to say that it is all about a deep love and a deep passion and compassion for the city of New Orleans. Look, I've been doing this for 35 years in hospitality. I was born and bred in the city of New Orleans. And yes, Barkue, I am a storyteller, and I'm going to tell you why. This city is infectious. And once you get to know her, you love her, and you are attached to her. When you sell, and it is in your body to sell, it is in your nature to sell, you can sell anything, anywhere. But I live in New Orleans, and I love New Orleans, and it just makes it easy for me to sell it because I believe in who she is, And I believe that every single day she gets better and better and better. And it is because people out here like all of you support us continuously. And for that, we say thank you.
Love that. Lisa, what makes you get up and do this every day?
What makes me get up is, and I will take it from a page of Essence, I believe that truly, as a native New Orleanian as well, that we're made like this.
I like it.
And I'm made to support our culture. At NOTCF, our motto is, culture is our open door. And what pushes me, not really pushes me, really, I'm really running out the door. It needs to catch up with me, is the fact that we open the doors to our culture, which drives our economy. I believe the culture drives the economy of the city and the state of Louisiana, and that is why I do it, because I see the opportunity and the economic impact, such as $350 million into our state. So that is why I do it.
That's right. You clap for that. You can definitely clap for that. I love that. And I agree. I think culture 100% drives the economy, our who we are. Right? Because culture is rooted in our mission. So I couldn't agree with you more. Shamelda, what is your motivation to get up and serve every day?
I love helping people. If you know me, you run into me, I'll ask you a question, and whatever I know, I want to share it with you. So I believe that I was given this position, this role, that I'm able to give information to my community, to the rural community, to all, because I truly believe people perish because of a lack of knowledge. So it's my job to tell you what's available. It's my job to tell you what resources are available. And if you're not ready, it's my job to help you get ready, to let you know where you go to get technical assistance, where you go to elevate. So I just love helping people. I'm an accountant by trade, but I just love just giving them information, and it really helps, especially the small businesses.
So I'm going to stay with you, and I'm going to come back over there because I'm going to touch on the economic impact that you talked about. But I want to talk about when you say helping people, because I think what's really important for everybody to understand is, we mentioned NOTCF. We talked about New Orleans & Co. We're talking to LED, Louisiana Economic Development. I think, tell us what your agencies do and why it is important.
So,
and I'm sorry, I'm going to add a little bit more.
Sure.
Because not only what you do, why should people connect with LED?
Okay, perfect. I love that question. So LED, Louisiana Economic Development, is a state agency that's tasked with stimulating the economy by way of helping businesses, large or small, creating jobs. Our focus in helping small businesses is to provide entrepreneurial support as well as access to capital and technical assistance. All of these things are needed to help a business elevate, right? And as our businesses thrive, so does our communities. So LED really invests and wants to see Louisiana win. So I'm not sure if you have ever heard, but Louisiana Economic Development has received a lot of awards from the International Economic Development Council, and that is because of our agenda, our strategy to do so. So we're very unique, and we're only moving forward and upward.
I love that. So, Lisa, at NOTCF, tell us what NOTCF is and why people should want to connect with you all.
NOTCF is the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Fund, and we're an economic development corporation. We are newly created, we're just 5 years old, and designed to invest in our cultural economy, our cultural artists, culture bearers, cultural businesses. And we do that through grant making, partnerships, and sponsorships. Why? Because we believe when we invest in the creative ideas of our culture, it draws more tourism, into our city, into our state. We are supported through hotel taxes. So I want you to know that we welcome you to our city. We always re-welcome you to our city. And every stay in our city goes, a portion of it goes directly back into our local cultural economy. So it's just really awesome. We are a conduit to make sure that we are fueling what fuels the growth of our city and state.
That's intentional. I love that. What a perfect segue into Rocky and New Orleans & Co.
New Orleans and Company is a Convention and Visitors Bureau, or DMO, a destination management organization, and we are the tourism arm of New Orleans, in which we sell. And what does that mean? So we are responsible for bringing conventions to New Orleans, trade shows to New Orleans, festivals to New Orleans, special events to New Orleans. And how does that affect our economy? Well, it's heads and beds. It's people walking around, spending money, going to our restaurants, staying in our hotels, shopping in our stores, just supportive, being supportive of the community. And so whether a meeting is small or large, it affects who we are as a destination. And New Orleans is one of the top 5 convention cities in the United States.
That's amazing. Give it up for that. I also must say, Miss Lisa Alexis is actually the first president of the NOTCF, as it was removed from under the mayor's office. Is that correct? You were the first president.
It was created through
the
mayor's
Mayor Cantrell's office.
Yes,
and
yes.
now it's its own autonomous organization. So congratulations on that. So Essence Festival brings hundreds of millions into this region each year. How do your agencies, NOTCF, New Orleans & Co., LED, collaborate to ensure those dollars reach the communities and the culture bearers?
We collaborate with New Orleans & Company in almost everything we do. All of our partners, many of our partnerships and sponsorships, Essence Festival of Culture, is through that collaboration. And what I have learned in learning more about LED is that we partner well with LED as well, because from our film side, we work directly with LED and the state on the entertainment side to provide the best tax incentives for filming in the United States. And so we collaborate in all that we do so that the dollars are not redundant, but they're leveraged so that we have a greater impact.
It makes a lot of sense, and hence host committee. That's why we're all sitting up here today. So you too, Rocky, tell us about how you collaborate to ensure, like, what else do you all do? Because you all do a lot of community.
We certainly do, and I'm just going to say ditto, 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 Lisa, because it's a unified effort in bringing Essence to New Orleans every single year. We could not put something like this on without our host committee, and that is several agencies working together. But more importantly, we have the leaders of Essence that we work directly with as well, being extremely intentional in understanding what their vision is, what their expectations are, and how do we meet them, right? And so another thing that's very important is that we invest in our culture bearers. And that's more of a Lisa thing, but it's also a New Orleans thing. Because when we invest in our community, specifically the people that are our culture bearers, that is what people come into New Orleans for. Who's the best chefs? Who's the best artist? It's like everybody wants to do something in New Orleans, and it's like a checklist, right? There are not many cities that I go to that I look for those particular things. But if you think about artists in New Orleans, and let's just say entertainers, we have so many here that when convention people come into New Orleans, they're not hiring national talent. They're looking into the pool of local talent to draw from because it's already here. And that's what makes us so proud to be able to say we're leading the pack when we look at our culture bearers and making a difference in their lives.
I love that. And it's true. I mean, you can have 20 events at the same time, and there's enough entertainers in New Orleans to actually go and support them. The one thing I have to say I also love about the city is you all support each other.
Absolutely.
You know every single artist from when they start to when they expand and when they grow. So it's really great to see the second line. There's so much joy and just like excitement when you come into the city. So Shamelda, economic development can sound like a buzzword, but it's real boots on the ground work.
Yes.
Can you share a recent example of a project that directly impacted small businesses or creatives in New Orleans?
Great question. Long answer. It can be considered a buzzword. However, we leverage different resources, one of which is the State Small Business Credit Initiative, SSBCI. That created a unique opportunity for the state to receive up to $113 million. And what we did, we were very intentional by creating equity and debt programs. And in doing so, our debt program, we were able to cover over 80 businesses, and most of which were SETI-owned businesses, which is socially, economically disadvantaged individuals who typically have issues with obtaining financing. We've partnered with organizations in New Orleans, such as JEDCO, to do our microloan program, as well as New Corp. What they do, they help to go out and get these loans to the business owners. So, in short, we created programs that are targeted to help small businesses, to help them overcome challenges. And we actually, if you come to our panel, shameless plug, this afternoon, you get to see 2 of our success stories of companies who used our resources and who've been able to scale to the national level. And I'll give a preview. One of the young ladies, she has a marketing business, and she was able to use her resource network, one of which was LED, but she used all of the programs, and one of her clients is the NFL.
That's amazing.
So yes, small Louisiana business, less than 50 employees, and most of our loan transactions, a lot of those transactions, those business owners have less than 10 employees. So we're very intentional about creating programs to help the underserved community.
That's amazing. That is absolutely incredible. And we're happy to be partnering with you as well.
We are
Because
too.
they hold us, they're like, our small businesses. They don't play about their small businesses. We have aspiring entrepreneurs, creatives, and policy leaders in this room. What's your call to action for folks who want to build in this region, whether it's through culture, hospitality, or public service, Rocky?
I think that sometimes, people think that the answer is to leave, but I say build in where you're standing, right? And it doesn't have to be a skyscraper dream. It can be something small that turns into that skyscraper. That's very important to understand, but sometimes people don't even understand how to get started. And it can start with a small idea. So get a mentor. If you don't know, find a mentor. Find people that can provide grants to you. Become a member of New Orleans and Company for any business that you might have. What I love at New Orleans and Company is that we are a membership-driven organization. So in order for us to pour into you, we just need you to pour into us a little bit. Because through that membership, what we're going to ensure is that people see you and the visibility is there. Well, how is the visibility there? We have membership meetings and opportunities monthly. We have networking receptions so that it's member-to-member contact. We have coffee with our president to get to know him, to get to know our vice president of membership, to get to know our sales team. There are so many different elements in becoming a member of New Orleans and Company that can lift you up as an organization, and so that small business continuously grows, but you also have to do the work in understanding that that dream can only turn into a reality when you put in the work.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Question for you. How does one become a member?
Simple phone call. If you know me, you can say, hey, I'm interested in becoming a member. I'll connect you with our membership. The ongoing joke in our office is that we get these cards if we have a new member. So we get cards to these businesses, right? And they're like, Rocky, how many members have you brought in? Well, the truth is that I love my city. So I'm always going someplace, and if it's someplace that's new, I'm like, are you a member of New Orleans and Company? So even I may nudge you to become a member because I want to see you grow as well. Look, this is a competitive market. We have over 1,300 restaurants in the city of New Orleans, and I like to call this a small, big town.
Wow.
Imagine the competition out there. If you're good at what you do and you water it, it will grow. So if I don't nudge you and come to us and say, I'm interested. And there are very many levels of membership. So a small business can afford it. We want to ensure that it's affordable for everyone. So yeah, one phone call.
So I love that. And so one of the things that is helpful, I think what also comes with membership has its privileges, right?
Absolutely.
Because one of the things that we did on the Essence 360 app is create journeys to allow you to experience New Orleans even outside of the Essence Festival footprint. And New Orleans & Co. was very, very helpful in connecting us to their members, the restaurants who's partnering with us to make sure, I think there's some discounts, but we drive traffic also because of this partnership. It was really easy to get the information because you already had these members. So membership does have its privileges. And I love that. Lisa, how do people connect with you, with NOTCF? What is the way that they can do that?
Come right to NOTCF.com. And when you go to NOTCF.com, it will give you all of the varied services that we provide. We're in addition to grant making and partnerships, sponsorships, we also have an elevation series. And picking back on what was said earlier, recently what we did is we believe one true point of growth and development here in our city for our culture is financial. We want to offer financial access that gives you financial literacy that then opens the door to financial opportunities. So we partnered with a banking institution, with Chase, and we had an elevation series to show our businesses, artists, and anyone who wanted to learn more to understand your personal and business banking opportunities so that you would understand where the access lies through partnerships and entities within the system and within our city that you can scale your business and grow your business. And we're also happy to say that we've done another partnership with housing. You know, there's benefits to those who are first responders, which we love and need for housing opportunities and incentives. We now in the city of New Orleans, we have housing opportunities for cultural artists. First time, soft seconds, up to $65,000 for persons who are first time homeowners. So those are just examples of connecting to NOTCF.com and then the opportunities that will avail themselves.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Okay, Shamelda, on to you. How does one connect with LED?
So definitely reach out to us at opportunitylouisiana.gov. Specifically the capital innovation programs. You can reach out to us. When you said boots on the ground, I was hoping that somebody from my office was here so they could hear it. We're a small shop, but we're a powerhouse as well. We give hands-on experience, one-on-one calls, however we can help you. If we're unable to help you, then we find the resource to connect you with. So we'll help you to get ready. So opportunitylouisiana.gov, you can look at our small business programs. You can look at our capital programs. There's a wealth of resources. We said boots on the ground. So we work with other organizations to provide technical assistance, to provide help. We have Louisiana Small Business Development Centers. So there's a wealth of information there. So visit our website at opportunitylouisiana.gov. There's contact information for our program administrators. You can reach out to any of them, send an email, set up a call, and we'll sit down and go over those programs with you. And again, if you don't fit the programs we offer, then we'll definitely shift you and direct you to a program that can help.
Amen, amen, and amen. Okay, ladies, this was great. I could go on forever because you know what? I'm constantly learning because my goal is to make sure like I know we're hosting together, but I want to host more, and I want to host bigger, and I want to host better. And so, I want all of us to be held accountable for the amazing experience that Essence bring. I love that you tapped into Made Like This, because that is so true. You women are amazing partners, and through your organization, we thank you all for the partnership that you bring. Before I let you go, and anybody can take this question. And make it spicy, apparently. You can make it spicy. What is the one myth about economic development in New Orleans that you want to bust wide open right here, right now?
I'm going to go first. Can I just jump right in? I think that for so long, people have always considered New Orleans as a party town, right? And yeah, we know how to throw a good party. We've got the Mardi Gras of the world and all the jazz festivals and, of course, Essence Festival of Culture. But New Orleans is also a business hub. And let's be very clear. We are open for business. We know how to do business. We are a resilient city. We've come back from a lot.
Yes.
20 years, Hurricane Katrina, this year, an anniversary that we all remember. But let me tell you who we are today. We are bigger. We are better. We are proud. We love our city, and again, we are open for business.
All right. I mean, what do you say after that? Thank you, and thank you. Go ahead, Lisa.
I just want to say one other myth is when people think of economic development, many times I believe they think of big business, but our city and state are made up of small businesses. So economic development applies to all businesses, the one that is being created right now in your mind. So please understand the opportunity is for you as well.
I love that.
And quickly, I just want to plug
Go.
that with economic development, we are invested to help position you to win. So please, always reach out, always advocate for your business, because we're here to help.
Economic, electric, enthusiasm. Thank you all, and Essence.
Yes, all right.
Thank you all so much for joining us. This was amazing. We look forward to hosting you again next year. Lisa, Rocky, Shamelda, thank you all for your partnership. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Take pictures. Tag us. Follow and join the app if you haven't. Essence 360. Enjoy the Global Black Economic Forum. There are some amazing conversations about to be had on this stage and tons to walk away with. Stay empowered. Thank you, and thank you.